let's start with a really provocative question. What if the most fundamental thing you believe about yourself, that you are the one living your life, the one doing the knowing, is actually a case of mistaken identity? Today, we're going to explore a pretty radical idea that might just flip how you see, well, everything.
This whole explainer is based on what's called a direct pointing by Loon, given at a silent retreat back in 2025. We're simply exploring the powerful insights that he shared.
So here it is, the central question. What if you aren't the one who knows? I mean, really, take that in for a second. What if this sense of you as the knower, the seer, the hearer, is just not what's actually happening?
Our entire life is built on this feeling, isn't it? It's our default setting. I am here looking out at the world. I am thinking my thoughts. I am feeling my emotions. It feels so solid, so real. It seems unquestionable that I am the subject and everything else is the object of my experience. But here's the radical reversal, the core of this pointing. It says, you cannot know. Instead, there is a knowing of you, right now, in this very moment. And this isn't some abstract philosophy. It's an invitation to observe your own direct experience very, very carefully. So you've got these two perspectives. On one hand, our usual assumption, I am knowing. And on the other, the inquiry being pointed to, there is a knowing of me. It might just seem like a small twist of words, but the shift in direction is absolutely huge. The question is, which one actually lines up with what's happening right now? And the pointing gets even bolder. It suggests that this sense of you has never been the subject. You, your body, your thoughts, your entire personal story, have always been an object appearing inside this vast, impersonal field of knowing. Okay, let's make this super practical. Think about a time you felt upset. The story we tell ourselves is, I am upset. But if you look closer, isn't it more accurate to say that the feeling of being upset, along with the whole story of me, just appeared? And that there was a knowing of that whole package? And it's this same exact thing for any state. Confusion, for instance. You don't decide to be confused. That feeling of confusion just arises, and there's a knowing that it's present. The confusion is the object. It's not the one doing the knowing. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because it applies to everything we think we are. Your body, it's an object that's being known. Your thoughts that just pop in and out, objects being known. Feelings, same deal. And here's the kicker. Even that sense of awareness, which we might try to grab onto as the real me, this pointing says that's also just another object that appears and disappears within this constant, ever-present knowing. So what is this fundamental mix-up? Well, there's a classic spiritual metaphor that just nails it perfectly. And the question it asks is, have you mistaken the rope for a snake? So here's what that means. The rope is the underlying reality, this impersonal field of knowing that's just always here. The snake is the illusion we project onto it. It's that feeling of being a separate, independent I. That snake can feel terrifyingly real, right? But it's just a misinterpretation of what's actually there all along. Realizing this also flips our entire understanding of cause and effect on its head. We walk around assuming I am the cause of my experiences, but this teaching suggests the exact opposite. Knowing is the primary cause, and everything else, including the sense of you, is just an effect that appears within it. A simple analogy makes this crystal clear. Your parents have you. You don't have your parents. It's obvious, right? They are the cause, and you are the effect. In the same way, knowing has you. Knowing is the cause, and the feeling of you is the effect that arises from it. Here's another really powerful way to feel this shift for yourself, right now. Do you have breath as if you're the one in charge of it? Or does the breath have you? Is it just happening, with you along for the ride? You can really feel the difference. The first implies you're the cause, the second recognizes you're the effect. So the crucial point here is this. This perspective completely decenters the ego. You are not the central figure in the story of reality. Knowing is. The whole universe of your experience actually revolves around this impersonal knowing, not around the little character called me. And the teaching gives us another fantastic metaphor. Think of knowing as a radar. You, your thoughts, the world, that bird outside the window, everything is just a blip, an appearance on this vast, all-encompassing screen. You're never outside of it. You are always, always on the radar of knowing. So what happens when you start seeing things this way? Well, if everything is just an appearance on that radar, then the whole hierarchy we create just collapses. Is the universe really more important than you if they're both just blips appearing in knowing? That immense sense of self-importance we all carry around just naturally starts to dissolve.
Let's go back to that rope and snake one more time, because there's a really subtle and crucial distinction. The feeling of I, the snake, is made of knowing, which is the rope. It has no substance of its own. So in that sense, yeah, the snake has always been the rope. But the belief that it's a real, separate snake, that's the illusion. The snake is not the rope. Ultimately, and this is probably the most important thing to take away, this isn't about collecting a new concept for your spiritual toolkit. The mind is going to try to chew on it, argue with it, or file it away. But this is an invitation. It's a direct pointing to look right now for yourself. And so we end right where we began, with this fundamental inquiry. As you go about your day, just hold this question gently. Is it you who is knowing this moment, or is there simply a knowing of you and of this moment happening all by itself? The answer isn't in a thought, it's in the looking.